Look, as you know, I took a lot of time last year to hire Arthur George. He started the week that the season began. I'm not a social club president. I don't have to run for re-election. I do not support an 11-month season. I'm making a significant investment in our athletes. I'm not going to burn them the way our governing bodies would like to burn them. So it's unfortunate that now that we are South American champion, we are the reigning Brazilian champion, that my method of preparation leaves us unprepared for games and cups like tonight. I don't know if I'm going to adjust for that, but if we win the Libertadores every year for the rest of our lives, I might have to adjust for that. But we're still a young program, and we're still building, and we had to say goodbye to a bunch of great men that may have played very well for us, but may not be that optimal profile of smart, technical, and fast. The Botafogo way that we aspire to play is smart, technical, and fast. So I had a lot of coaches that wanted to come for the money, they wanted to come for the celebrity, wanted to coach a champion. I needed to find somebody that was ready to coach and play our way. And ultimately I've found my man, frankly, before I found him in 2024. So we're ahead of schedule.
So, but do you regret to take this long time, like 50 days until you finish this deal with Renato?
Look, this time last year, I mean, Botafogo fans, Brazilian fans are very good at history. So let's talk about the history of 2024. We were horrible in the Cariocas. We had to struggle for 5th place. I was trying to build the squad while I was also looking for a coach. Does this sound familiar? This sounds like 2025, doesn't it? So if I end up doing it our way, maybe it's my way, and we deliver the best year this club has seen in 120 years, well, why would I change? Because one thing I did learn that I achieved just in the last 3 weeks, I thought I knew everything about our achievements last year. I achieved one other thing. We were able to turn the desperation of our fans into greed. Our fans now expect a championship. They used to yearn for a championship. So I would ask our fans to think about that, right?
What did you like the most about Renato when you first heard of his name?
I'm sorry?
What did you like the most about Renato when you first heard of his name, his profile?
It's funny, I didn't actually hear his name. I saw his film. That's how I find coaches, right? No, everybody knows I spent a lot of time with friends at Benfica. Eagle football was not named after the Crystal Palace Eagles. It was named because at the time I really thought I was going to buy Benfica, or a portion of it. I love the academy. I love the coaches. I love the way we can apply the structure and the discipline of that style of play with what we do here in Botafogo. Now let me say why. If we want to play fast, speed happens through structure. It happens through players that understand their positions and players that know where their teammates are, right? They deserve to celebrate. Field position, player position, it's everything. If you know where your teammates are, you don't have to take so long making decisions. You can get the ball moving around fast. Smart, technical, fast. So that's what I like about this coach. I also like that he spent 15 years in the academy, had plenty of opportunities to move up. He didn't want to. We actually measure quantitatively something called trust in youth. And that's what we need to build here. We've already built a South American champion. We need to build, a base of kids that yearn and desire and can train and can play on the first team. That's how we build sustainability as a champion. So getting a coach who's not only very qualified to coach, that does know Brazil. I liked what he did at Bahia in terms of the way he coached at Bahia. But to spend 15 years in the academy because you trust youth, you want to develop youth, he's the right coach for us. He's the right coach for this project.
When the match finished, we saw you talking with the players. You appointed to the Racing supports, and after appointing to the field. What are you talking about
I've never heard somebody celebrate in our house like that. I didn't like it. They deserve it. They outplayed us. I wanted to make sure, as our players were deep in their thoughts, I wanted to make sure they opened up their ears, they opened up their hearts, and they listened to that. That was a painful, painful sound. Should never happen on our field. They know it. I probably didn't need to say it, but that's what I felt at the time. That doesn't happen in our house.
Textor, the transfer window will close tomorrow or today, and Botafogo have a deal with a player.
Well, look, there was a rumor going around that we like Wesley, that we might sign Wesley, the Corinthians player who torched us some time back. He's now in Saudi. Wasn't able to get that done. We expressed our interest. I'm very, very friendly with the president of that club. He's a very good friend of mine who just became president of that club. So we have a good relationship. I expressed our interest. They need him. He's a good player. They've got some injuries. I hope to revisit that one day, but he's their player until he's not. But we liked him. We tried to get something done. Didn't get it done.
John, today you reached a deal with Sport as well.
I didn't.
You have, you
So somebody else did. I heard about it.
You're a lawyer.
Yeah.
You have to pay $1 million reais for sports. How do you evaluate this deal, the end of the story?
Well, look, I mean, you guys have covered the sports court before. When you settle something, you got to pay something, so that's fine. I hope they use the money well. My relationship with the CBF is fine. I don't know where that money goes. I hope it goes to the scholarship fund of the employees of the sport court, and maybe somebody gets educated with the money. I think the story needs to be, what was that about? That was about a false claim that I made false accusations about match manipulation that was not only proven to prosecutors, but there's a man who got up on national television and admitted that his employees fixed games against us and against many other teams in the year 2023 and in other years. That man has said to a couple of journalists that I trapped him in Dubai. That's not true. He was arrested in Dubai. Interpol got him. I did educate Interpol as to, honestly, the crimes that he's been charged with and the crimes that are still alleged. So it's a bit ironic that I have to pay a fine because somebody said I made false accusations, which have now been proven true. The man is arrested. He's subject to extradition, and he's coming back with a laptop full of evidence. And he's part of a very large global practice of match manipulation. So what I would love, and I would ask for you as journalists, when you're writing about the fine, Textor got fined, understand that was about an issue of match manipulation, and now somebody's been arrested who's admitted it, and he's just one of many. Brazil is taking leadership. Other countries aren't. This is not a Brazil problem. It's a global problem. So if you guys don't write about it, this guy got arrested 3 months ago and nobody's writing about it. He's been sitting in Dubai waiting for extradition. Nobody's writing about it. So if Brazil wants to grab the example, the mantle, to say we're doing something about it, we're leading the world in cleaning this up, you guys have to write about it. So the fine, it's a small amount of money. I hope it goes to a good place. But my case, my position has been proven. I've been vindicated. This is one man of many. The prosecutors have the information, and they have a lot more than just William Regato. So please think about covering that story.
But the way you say talk about this story, you firmly, strongly believe that the match was manipulated, for example, like this 5-0 against...
Which match?
The Palmeiras and São Paulo match, 5-0.
Look, the good news is I don't have to talk about that anymore. I turned in that evidence confidentially. It was actually a member of the sport court wearing a Palmeiras shirt who leaked it, right? He's no longer there. I trust the people that are in the sport court today. They're serious. They want to do something about it. I submit evidence and ask people to investigate. I don't have the power to investigate. I can't see pics. I can't see WhatsApp. So I don't think it's fair for me to talk about a particular game because the players that may have been involved have a right to defend themselves. But it's all in the hands of the prosecutor. There's a guy who's been arrested. That's the story, and that's just the beginning of it. So let's keep cleaning it up.
Textor, this week we had a big discussion in Brazil about the synthetic field. Do you saw about this? What do you think about this? Because big players talking that they didn't like, that isn't good.
Well, look, there are many different types of synthetic fields. They do need to be replaced on a regular basis, otherwise they get very, very hard, not functional, and I think unsafe. We have really one of the best artificial pitches in the world. We spend a lot of time getting it right. Our feeling, players that come through here, they like this pitch. They like the style of play. I don't believe we have that great of an advantage. We were maybe the best performing team playing away last year. So where's the advantage? We're playing on their pitch and we were still winning. We think this pitch reduces injury compared to the types of fields that we have here in Brazil. I don't entirely understand the reason for that, but the roots are shallow, the turf comes up, and the fields, we said, they look like cow pastures. So, look, I don't mind a discussion about it, but please don't come with anecdotal evidence, older players that say their knees hurt. Well, they may be talking about another pitch. Our pitch is quite comforting, quite comfortable, rather, for both young and old players. Going forward, if there's a change, there should be standards on what natural grass should be. So if they decide to get rid of artificial, they have to raise the level for natural grass. I would suggest the Deso pitch, like we have in the Premier League. It's 20% hybrid, 80% grass. Incredible pitches. So look, our clubs have money in the top division, right? If we're going to get rid of artificial, let's go full boat. Let's all put in Deso pitch. We put in, a couple $1 million for that field. Well, a Deso pitch actually costs about $1.3 million. So just stop talking about our pitch. If you want to talk about the grass, it's upgraded all over the country. I think artificial should be here for a while because I think it works. It's healthy. I just think if you're going to have artificial, it should be the modern stuff, not the old stuff.
Thank you.
John, last point.
Yeah, thank you.
The notification just popped up that you guys officially announced Renato Paiva as the new Botafogo coach, which